What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Of course, we are back again at the 420 challenge. That's where I take a little bit of time each day, take a 4-mile walk, and I do that for 20 days in a row from April 1st to April 20th, which is 420. Again, we're down here at the old stomping grounds. Also, again, like yesterday, it is a bit breezy, so the sound quality might not be that great. So I think I will keep this one short as well. Today is Wednesday, and we are gearing up for the Saturday grand finale. Hopefully a 10-miler. Today's forecast about 62, which is about what it is right now this morning. And from here, it just drops down until Saturday, which is going to be the coldest day, at 47 degrees for a high. Looks like the real field temperature about 41, and that'll probably be in the afternoon. So it'll be a chilly day for a walk. It'll be one of those days where it's too warm to wear a stocking cap, too cold to wear a hat like this. One of those days where you just can't get comfortable, really. But again, that'll just add to the challenge. A couple things I've been meaning to mention and I keep forgetting, but a few days back I was walking and somebody drove by waving, and I wasn't really sure who they were. And that happens a lot in a small town like this. Everybody waves at everybody. But then a little bit further down the road, they were pulled off in the driveway, not too far from my house, and they kind of waved me over and said, "Hey Joe, come here." So I walked over there and he's like, "Do you know who I am?" And I'm like, "No, sorry, I can't say for sure." And he said, "Well, I'm your cousin, Bruce." I'm like, "Okay." He was also with his wife, Lee. And of course, me being me, I whip out a stupid dad joke. "Bruce Lee?" Then I thought to myself, I'm sure he hasn't heard that 9,000 times in his life. Anyway, yeah, it's a small world. He lives right over in Westfield. He's my second cousin. It's funny, you barely know the people you're related to anymore. Families aren't as tight-knit as they used to be, that's for sure. But it was a fun little visit. I don't know, I think we talked a good half hour at least. Apparently he watches my videos. I don't know why he puts himself through that torture, but thank you. I appreciate any viewer I can get. So yeah, Bruce, Lee, thanks for stopping. It was a fun chat. Speaking of viewers, I think we're at about 17 days in here on this 420 challenge, and I have picked up not many, like 4 or 5 new subscribers. I don't know who you guys are, but that's much appreciated. It'll definitely help the channel. Help it do what? I don't know. It's still a very small channel, and it might always stay a very small channel, and that's okay. This is just a great, fun, creative outlet. Today we got the Instant Pier Service team blocking my route. What's up with that, Jason? Come on. It's a busy time of year for the pier installers, as all the ice is out and everybody's getting set up for summer. Everyone will be getting their boats delivered out of storage, and then everybody will be waiting for warm weather and waiting and waiting and waiting, because it's still spring here in Wisconsin. Everybody's looking forward to spring, but I'm telling you, like I mentioned earlier, April, again, is my least favorite month of the year because of this. Look at this. It was 80 degrees a couple days ago. Got a freaking suntan, for Christ's sake. And now I'm dealing with wind chill. I'm sure the 47 slight wind chill on Saturday, that is not going to be very pleasant. Something else I forgot to mention to you guys. I think it was about, I don't know, 2-3 days ago. That's up north Midwest talk, folks. 2-3 days ago, I started out the morning, busted out the 4-mile walk, went back home, started doing some yard work, and I was running wheelbarrows back and forth across the yard. By the end of the day, I looked at my ring on my fitness app on the phone, and it said I went 10 miles that day, over 20,000 steps. So that was a good, productive day. Probably burned a good amount of calories. Have not weighed in a few days. We will check that soon enough. But once again, when it comes to the belt loop, It's sticking strong. It's not budging. Beautiful sight of the Montello Water Tower. And of course, the resident goose that is here every day. All right, guys, almost 1 mile in here. 3 more to go. I was trying to think what I'm going to do after this 420 challenge is over. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing more hiking, like off-road hiking, in the dirt, on the trail, stuff like that. But the biggest problem I see with that is the time, you know, because you'll have to travel somewhere to even start your hike, and then put your hour and a half in, and then drive back. It could be easily 2 hours gone out of your day. And as most of you know, it is extremely hard to find 2 hours a day for that kind of stuff. At the same time, if my health is going to be the #1 priority, I definitely got to put it up there for importance. Because after all, nothing else really matters if you don't have your health. Doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter where you live. If you're not healthy, life kind of sucks. It's funny, for motivation, I've been watching ultra marathoners recently. Them guys are doing 200-mile races, 250-mile races. Total craziness, man. The thing with marathoners or ultra marathoners, they often say the race doesn't start until they're like halfway into it, because by then it's all in their mind. Their body is already shot. So realistically, physically, they are completely toast. They are done, but they can keep going because of their minds. You watch these guys, their toenails are falling off. Their feet, they're just pulling layers of skin off their feet, completely blistered. Each stop, you got like nurses over there, poking blisters, taking care of their feet, wrapping them up before they go back out. These people have never-ending motivation to work through that kind of stuff. Though I could never imagine doing stuff like that myself, I can still use them kind of people for motivation. Even for this simple challenge, 4 miles a day for 20 days in a row, it would be very easy to skip a couple days. But I told myself when I started, you got to get out there every day, no matter what. And as you guys know that follow this channel, my ma recently passed away during this challenge. She passed away on April 3rd, after the 3rd day of my challenge. So on that day, I had already completed my 4 miles. But that evening and the next morning, I did not sleep, as you could probably imagine. Maybe an hour or two tops. So Thursday, April 4th, the following day after my mom passed, you could imagine that would have been a real easy day to take off. But I never even thought about that. I knew I was gonna go out and get them 4 miles done. You see, even when I started this challenge, I kind of knew that scenario was a possibility. And I even told myself if something like that would happen, I would still get out and do the 4 miles. I think the only thing that can stop me is if I just physically can't do it for whatever reason. But if I can physically do it, mentally, I got to get myself up and get out here and do it every day. That is always the best part about these challenges. It's the mental part of these challenges. Because physically, honestly, 4 miles, it's not that hard. The hard part is showing up every day. That's kind of the same thing like when I do a 24-hour fast. It's not so much about the fast and the benefits of that fast. It's the challenge mentally of not eating for 24 hours. Because we are definitely not programmed to do that in the world we live in. Though humans have been fasting since the beginning of time until recent years. So when you finish a 24-hour fast, it's definitely satisfying mentally more than physically. Said, during and after a 24-hour fast, I feel freaking great, man. Like I said in other videos, I can't wait to do longer fasts. I said earlier I was going to keep this video short. I think I'm jabbering a little bit too much here. Again, I don't know, it's not a bad day. A bit breezy. Now that I'm into the walk, I built up some heat. Actually getting a bit warm. As per usual, I want to say thank you guys for watching. I will be back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.